I was working for my Uncle Ray yesterday, and I've worked for him for a few years now. And I'm going to give you a little briefing on it all. He's a well-educated man. He was a major in the military. He speaks several languages. He speaks fluently. He speaks Thai and German and Vietnamese, French, Spanish, English. And every time I go work for him, I listen to his stories, war stories, military stories, history, and I just take it in. I listen to him and I take it in, he covers a lot about religion, lots of times, different types of religion. He'll go through the history lessons about different religions. And he's getting elderly. He's 81, I think it is, now. And I think he's starting to study on his life just a little bit and about whether there is a God. And yesterday was the first time, out of everything he's ever talked to me about, was the first time that he had ever actually approached me with the existence of God. And he started out, he was covering lots of things about scientifically, all the stuff that he has read and, the facts that he knows and that he has seen, and he was covering, about the flood. We got into about the flood, and he said, that, about the civilization, that would have left just Noah and his children. And, like I said, now he's well educated, so he reads the Bible too. He covers his bases good, Well, he got talking about, and I said, so you're telling me you believe what exactly, I said, are you saying you believe that civilization was wiped out by what? An ice age? Going on the science part, And then when he was going to cover that, I said, well, okay, if civilization was wiped out by an ice age, I ain't high educated. I didn't go to college. I do read books a lot, but I didn't go to college. I don't speak very well. But I said, well, if all civilization got wiped out by an ice age, where did creation come from then? Well, he quieted him up for a second, And then he got talking about the different characteristics of humans and how some of them appears to have more ape-like characteristics, their bills, their walks, different things. And I said, okay. I said, we'll do it this way. I said, we'll say that that we evolved like that. I said, where did the ape come from? Because I had that proposed to me before in life that someone thought that we come from monkeys. Well, the monkey had to come from somewhere. It all goes back into, creation, and he would cover, about, these prophets and these renowned men of old in the Bible that, we talk about, like Abraham. He would say, tell me what kind of man Abraham was if he went in to his slave Hagar. And I broke it down. I said, let's look at it like this. His wife is passed now, but this is how I presented to him. I said, if you was married to your wife, I said, he's a well-to-do man, so he's had plenty of people under him. He's, like I said, maid. That's what I am, And I said, and you got a hot-looking maid in the house. I said, I don't know what she looked like, Hagar looked like, I said, a hot-looking maid. I said, and your wife can't have a baby. I said, and she's wanting to have a baby. I said, she don't care if it is the servant, the maid's baby, whose baby it is, as long as it's in the house, she can play with, she can tend to it, she can take care of it. Because that comes from the mommy instinct in me. It's probably how she felt, what I'm saying? As long as it's in the house, it can be somebody else's baby, you can take care of it just the same as if it's yours. I said, you tell me as a man today, I said, you know right from wrong. I said that you would not, I said, your wife telling you all this? I said, you say, no, I would not do it. I said, we are all a fallen creation. We've all made mistakes all through time. You know, he got into, you know, this was the first time that I really felt like God had filled my mouth to be a simple person with someone with that much intellect, you know. He covered lots of things about war and the Holocaust and children that's been murdered in these other countries. You know, I've listened to this man speak for a couple of years now, you know, and to most people, he seems hardcore. And I have heard things just by listening to him that I saw softer sides in him. And when it came to children, that's one of them. And he would talk about that, and I said, well, or is this country any better? I said, we've killed how many? From the 70s, I remember, and you know, it was just like, well, even John's teaching the other night, all of it, everything, it just seemed like it fell into place, you know, because when you get 81, you really need to start studying about this. And you know, the Bible talks about too much study wearies the mind. And I think sometimes these people get so in depth trying to figure out the science behind stuff, you know, that they just don't even trust the simplicity. You know, looking at nature or our bodies, there's no way that there was a big bang, and we, as complex as our system is, even if you even break it down on just the healing of our own self and the reproduction, it didn't come from no big bang somewhere out there. There is a God. And I think, you know, that maybe that was the first time he had been able to carry on conversation without anybody getting, I guess, totally mad and defending their side of the religion. You know, I would just listen. You know, he was talking about, you know, and this has always come to me, you know, like with the kids in school, you know, they say this world is how many billions, however many billions of years old it is. That the carbon data shows that. And I said to him simply yesterday, we had some of the best scientists in this country put on the stand when O.J. Simpson in a Coast case was brought to court. I said, and they couldn't put a timeline on when O.J. was there. So why would we base our whole soul eternity on what a scientist would say today that cannot even put a timeline on a murder case when they're predicting how old this country is? So this song is real simple, but I think lots of us, if we just looked at it this simple, it would help us all out. And I think it's B flat.